So Manchester City have just beaten Everton 2-0 in the Premier League at the Etihad, and that was an absolutely sensational performance from Erling Haaland. Once again, getting us across the line with two really important goals, and I mean, ridiculous. I mean, he could genuinely carry us to a Premier League title this season on his own. He is that good. No player has scored more than one goal in this Manchester City side so far this season, other than Erling Haaland, and he scored 11. And he could have easily had a hat-trick in this game, potentially even 4 towards the end of that match, because he had a lot of chances, if we're being completely honest. There was a couple times he rounded the goalkeeper. It just didn't work out for him, but he could have had a hat-trick if he was a little bit more clinical towards the end of that game. But he is just ridiculous, and we are very reliant upon him right now. But I mean, what a player to be reliant upon. Overall, look, in the game, I didn't think it was an outstanding performance. I'm not going to sit here and say that we were absolutely unreal today. I thought we were the better team across the course of the game. I thought even in the first half, where we weren't quite as good as we were in the second half, I thought we were probably still the better side, but Everton was still having quite a few chances, and Jai was really causing us problems, and he is a quality player, isn't he? I mean, the way that he can take players on, he can put quality balls into the box, he asks a lot of questions, and I think he's one of the better players from, you know, the teams not in the top 6. I think he is a real player that could potentially move himself into one of those top 6 clubs going forward, because he's got a lot of talent. But I thought that he was the outstanding player for Everton today. We allowed a couple of chances from Beto, who really probably should have scored one of them. Other than, you know, maybe a loose pass from Nathan Ake, I thought defensively we were quite good, though, today. I think in the first half, what we probably lacked is that ability to get on the ball in the midfield, control and dictate the game. Everton were having a bit too much possession in dangerous areas for me. I don't think we really got control of that first half. And not really until we scored the first goal of the game, where I thought that we actually got control of that midfield, and we brought on Bernardo Silva, and I thought he helped to shore up a little bit in the midfield. And I mean, the finishes from Erling Haaland were just outrageous, weren't they? The first one is a really good ball from Phil Foden in behind the back line, out to Nico O'Reilly, and Nico O'Reilly stands up a spectacular cross for Erling Haaland, begging for him to get on the end of it. It's a great piece of Erling Haaland just to check his run, and he gets a free header in the box, and he lashes it into the back of the net. It's a vicious header, and that is what puts Manchester City 1-0 up in the game. And then, only a few minutes later, we go 2-0 up in the game. Erling Haaland once again, but it's a lovely piece of work from Phil Foden once again in the build-up to the play. A nice little receive to go past a player, and then he sprays the ball out wide to Savinho inside the box, unmarked, and then Savinho draws in a couple players. It's a nice little checked run once again from Erling Haaland, just to check his run out to the edge of the just inside the box, sorry, and then he just hits it first time. Pickford is unsighted by Tarkowski, and it goes through him, even though really, I mean, on the face of things, Jordan Pickford looks like he should save it, but he's unsighted from Tarkowski because Erling Haaland takes the strike so quickly. It's got enough power to go past him quickly, and that is Manchester City 2-0 up. And as I said, Erling Haaland could have had a couple more goals towards the end of that one. And overall, look, I'm really happy. I think that it's once again another win, another pretty good performance on the face of things. Do I think that we're back to our sparkling best? No, I don't. I think there's a little bit of a way for us to go, but I do think that this season is going to be a little bit of a growing process for us. I think we're going to have a couple of games where maybe we don't play our best, but you're also going to see in pockets, like we did towards the last 20-30 minutes of that game, that we are really deadly. We have the players to hurt teams. We had Shirky to bring off the bench. Kovacic came off the bench as well, returning to action. We didn't see Marmoush or Ayat Nouri today, but the depth that we have got with, you know, the injuries coming back to the squad now, even without Rodri and Kusanov in the side, I thought that is a really positive thing coming into the rest of the season. But overall, I thought we defended quite well today, which is a positive. You know, there were a couple moments where Everton threatened us, of course, but I thought defensively we held our backline quite well, even without Josko Gvardiol in there. Nathan Ake had one shaky moment where he did give a loose pass away, which Everton could have capitalised on. But other than that, I thought that the backline was really strong. Gigi Donnarumma with a couple of good saves. He's been just so good at the back for us, so reliable since he's come in. Mateus Nunes had a really good performance as well today. I thought he was was solid defensively. Didn't really see much go past him down his side. And on the ball as well, I mean, the quality is there. There was a moment where he took on a few players in the midfield with some really good sharp feet. Ruben Diaz, I thought, was the outstanding defender of the back line. I thought he marshaled that defense really well today. Looked back to his best. You know, there's been a few questions posed of him over the last season or two, but Ruben Diaz looked really strong today. Nathan Ake, other than that one loose pass that he gave away, I thought overall was quite strong, made a few good challenges, put his body on the line, so I thought he had a pretty decent performance today. And then Nico O'Reilly as well, outstanding once again. The quality he's got in possession to be able to, like we saw, standing the ball up, but just overall the quality he has. I mean, he's such a useful player from left back for us, and defensively really, really impressive as well. So another great performance from him. Nico Gonzalez as well was a player I want to point out. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. He was probably our best player in that first half. The amount of ground that he covered, the duels that he won, I thought he was outstanding in that first half. And, you know, I feel like a few fans have gone a little bit too early on him, saying that, you know, he's not up to the level and stuff like that. I think he's a real player, a very young player as well, but he is very combative, and he's exactly what we've needed in the midfield without Rodri in there. And then for Reinders, I thought he was all right. I don't think he had a particularly terrible performance, but again, I don't think he was outstanding today. In the forward line, I thought Foden was really bright again today. He didn't get his goal or assist, but he was instrumental in the 2 goals with the passes that he played. He played the pre-assist, if you know what I mean. Savinho, I thought he had a really good start to the game. I think he had Mikalenko on toast a couple of times early on in that first half. But it did die down a little bit in the second half. I mean, in the first half, sorry. And then the second half, he kind of lifted his game again, got the assist for Erling Haaland. And then Doku, I thought he struggled to get into the game. He got a lot of the ball, but he couldn't really get too much change out of O'Brien and Ndiaye, who did a good job, I think, locking him down. And then Erling Haaland. I mean, just ridiculous, isn't he? I mean, he's just a ridiculous goal scorer. We've already talked enough about him, but yeah, outstanding stuff. Really, really important performance for Manchester City, or really important result more than anything. That takes us up to first place before Arsenal play, which they're about to play. So they're probably going to go back ahead of us, but really solid to get 3 points on the board. A big win after the international break. 8 games unbeaten for Manchester City, and really positive stuff. Needed a win in that game. Everton are a tough side, even though they were without their best player, Jack Grealish. But a big 3 points, a big win for Manchester City, and top of the table. Can't complain. But we'll move on to the next one. But really, really positive stuff once again. And Erling Haaland, I mean, just ridiculous, isn't he?